Nominations have closed at the Ekurhuleni Regional Conference at the Indaba Hotel Conference Centre in Fourways, Johannesburg. A total of 304 delegates will be voting in the process. For the top position of Regional Chairperson, 2 candidates met the regional threshold, Mzwandile, Masina and Dr. Xhakaza. SABC reporter Canny Maphanga joins us now live from Fourways. Good afternoon to you, Canny, and thanks for joining us. So just a quick review on the day. Of course, we know it was a chaotic start. There were impassioned pleas and a scathing assessment of the ANC in general by David Makhura yesterday. What's happened between then and now?
Between then and now, Iman, there has been quite a lot. The conference is starting to make some gains. When we arrived this morning, over 10 hours later, they had finally adopted credentials. This is due to the issue of the 7 branches. They were able to find some sort of resolve from that issue. So 2 branches, we understand, are qualified, and now the remaining 5 were allowed to participate in these processes. However, these votes will be quarantined because those disputes are still in the air. They haven't reached a resolution. Now, as we speak now, Iman, just over 300 delegates have started this voting process. We understand that they're going to start with the votes that need to be quarantined, and then they'll move to each zone. Nominations closed at about 3 this afternoon, and as we've seen the nominations process go ahead, we've seen almost a 50-50 representation of each slate in each position, from the top position of chair all the way down. Just to give you an understanding, when I say 50-50 slate, I'm not speaking about branch support. I'm saying that each representative that is aligned to a particular faction in the region is represented in each category. Just a background on that as well. Branches in the region are 112. So for a nomination to qualify, it needs a minimum of at least 22 branches in the region, which is 20%. And each candidate that has been nominated, there were no nominations from the floor, but each candidate that has been nominated has met the minimum threshold. Of course, the electoral agent couldn't go into details as to how many branches may have nominated this candidate or that candidate, because that would give us an indication of how the outcome would turn out in this conference. But what we do know is that every single candidate that is represented met the minimum threshold.
We heard also in yesterday's opening by Makhura that there is not going to be a carryover of this conference in terms of decision making, as we've seen in others. What does the night ahead look like?
Iman, it's going to be a long night ahead of us. They plan to conclude this conference today. Remember, as I told you, the nominations only closed at 3. They had to go prepare the ballot papers, and now it's the voting process, which is over 300 delegates. So we expect that it could take some time. Of course, we can't rule out the fact that they may, because there's been so many divisions and disputes in this region, you could possibly get a situation where they may ask for a recount. You never know what could happen in this region, but I do know they need to conclude today, and we might be sitting here all night awaiting those results.
Well, as I always say to journalists in the field, I hope you've got your snack pack and flat shoes, Canny, and we'll check back with you throughout the course of the evening. Of course, if anything develops in the interim, we will bring it to you first here on the SABC. Canny Maphanga is our SABC News reporter, giving us the latest on that ongoing elective conference.